barriers to goal setting, which I believe is the biggest reason people don't set goals.
Yes.
People don't set goals because they don't know goals exist. Everybody knows goals exist.
Yeah.
They don't set goals because they are afraid that they're not going to achieve them.
Yeah, most of the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what would you say to those people to ease their apprehensions or motivate them to potentially change how they think and feel about that?
Not setting them doesn't achieve them either.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good place to start.
Yeah, well, like you get to choose your hard there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, what would you rather?
You're 10 times more likely to achieve your goal if you set it
Yeah.
than if you don't.
Yeah.
And your fear is if you set it, you don't. Give yourself every fucking possible chance. You're 10 times more likely to achieve it if you set it, write it down, than if it's just a wishy-washy word. So it's a no-brainer. Also, we spoke about this a little bit in a previous podcast, like, so what?
Yeah.
So what you didn't lose 10 kilos in 12 weeks? You only lost 5. What did you lose if you didn't set the goal and try? Nothing.
Yeah.
No. Worse. You probably would have gained 5.
Oh, yeah.
Because you would have went, fuck this. I give up. I'm not going to the gym. Not doing this.
Couple
more beers on the weekend.
Too many frustrated cheat days. I'll start again Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very rare that someone stays in the same spot.
Yeah, I agree.
So if you don't make a decision to move forwards, you're actively, in my opinion, just making a decision to move backwards.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think people miss that, and there's the idea of like, there's a rat study. They put a rat in a tube, can't see in front, can't see behind. Put the cheese in front, push the smell of the cheese, rat, and then they like measure the force of how motivated the rat is to get to the cheese. Then they play a cat noise behind the rat and see the force, and then they do both and measure the force. The rat that can hear the cat and smell the cheese, surprise, surprise, creates the most fucking urgency to get to the cheese.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to die and I want to eat. So if you can sit there and be like, and as we said that at the start of the episode, what's the consequence of not setting your goals? Going fucking backwards.
Yeah.
Not staying where you are, because you're in this, people have this illusion of like, I'm in this little comfort zone. If I don't change anything, everything will stay the same.
Yeah.
I spoke to someone about this, about business. It was just like, if I stay where I am, I'm safe.
Yeah.
It's like, are you?
Everything else is moving.
Correct. So are you safe? In 3 years' time, how are you going to feel about the job that you have now that's safe? I'll probably fucking hate it, and I'll regret not taking a chance. Okay, so you're in a worse position than you are now if you don't try. And if you try, you end up probably in the same position you're in now.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah. 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 I think like just playing off that motivation interview, it's just like, what are the benefits to setting the goals and giving it a shot? What are the, the costs of doing it? I'm like, you're going to be able to trade those off.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yep.
And you want, And like you said, it's just like the statistics just show, man. Like I would want a 10 times head start comparative to the person who doesn't set those goals.
I think that people, like you said, people don't set goals because they're scared of not reaching them. And they don't think about what happens if they don't.
Yeah.
They only think about forwards.
Yeah, they don't think
about, well, if I don't, where am I in 6 months?
Yeah, I agree. The one that I did have here was like overwhelm. So I can understand there are some people that go, I don't actually know how to communicate the goal. Like, they want to get in shape. They're thinking about it, but they're like, realistically, like I've either tried and failed in the past. So maybe like this 10 kilo thing that I want, or maybe getting into that dress that I, got into when I was like 5 years younger, like isn't actually realistic for me. So I actually don't know how to communicate my feeling anymore, but I'm sad with how I look. I'm putting in the work in the gym, but getting fucking nowhere. I'm confused about my nutrition and stuff. So I actually don't know how to say this to you. So that is, if you're somebody in that scenario, I can't stress how important it is to talk to someone who works in this space. Yeah. Like who's good at their job. Like I don't even care if it's not us. Yeah. I would recommend it because we're really good at it. But it's like you need to speak to someone, because like I said before, it's like, do you want to look better, feel better, perform better? Tell me what those things mean to you. how can we get a tangible outcome from them?
Yeah.
This is what that's going to look like for you.
Yeah.
You know, with your commitments and with everything and the plan and your history and all of those, your limitations, your capabilities, all of a sudden this starts to become a reality again. Mm. And then it's like, okay, well, maybe you think getting back into that dress 5 years ago isn't possible.
Yeah.
I know it is, but I'm just going to let you get to the first benchmark first. And it's like, hey, let's keep pushing if you want. This is capable for you. This is achievable for you now.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden we're like where we want to be. So I do empathize with people who do feel like they've tried and failed.
Yeah.
And then just get overwhelmed with the
not
goals.
for them too.
Yeah. And then they're just like, I'm sad with how I look, but I don't actually know what to say to someone to help solve that for me.
Yeah. And I had a conversation with a client recently, and I'm going to use the anecdote from mine rather than exposing that conversation. I never tried to get in really good shape because I didn't think I'd look as good as I did when I was in shape.
Yeah.
So the whole time I was powerlifting, even like the fattest Ben, the one that looked like he had bee stings on his face.
And face on his back and his neck.
In the morning, under the right light, I had 2 abs.
Yeah.
At all times. Flex the right way, catch a light. There's a couple of abs sitting there. It's like,
sitting.
You're not like, you're okay, bro. It's fine. It's not that bad. When I would lean out, maybe I'd see the top of the next 2. And I was like, okay, so if I just diet, I just look like this with less of that, but I won't be as big and I won't fill out my clothes.
Not worth it.
I'm not really interested in that because I spent a really long time trying to fill out fucking clothes.
Yeah.
Then the process of the shoot started and this weird thing happened that I narrowed like fucking 4 inches. And I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that waist was there.
Yeah.
I didn't know that I could have... The first time I saw a vein in my chest, I fucking nearly ran to the bathroom to take a photo.
Yeah.
It's like, what is that? But there's... No, I don't... Matt took it on a Smith machine once.
Yeah.
From the top. He's like, have a look at your chest, dude. I was like, that's not me. Like, that's just not my body.
Yeah.
I don't care if I just watched you take the photo. That's not me. So I think a lot of people are like, well, I've trained for a long time.
Yeah.
I've dieted before.
Yeah.
This is the result I got. I got a little, like, I did it for 6 weeks and this happened. It's like,
it's that limiting self-belief thing that we talk about.
It's like, it's not worth. I'm still not fucking.
It's not for me. It hasn't worked in the past.
Still don't look like Jess or Sandra or whatever.
Yeah.
So like, what, like, whatever. I'm my chest is never going to look like Jason's.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm never going to be comfortable to stand next to Jason and rear double by.
Yeah.
Like, the fuck? No way.
You just picked a good shot to stand next to me on.
That's why I said that one. Because it's the one that I'm like, okay.
For now, anyway. We'll see about that after this year.
From the front, don't talk to me.
Yeah.
No quads, no chest.
Got
From the
covered.
back, we're okay.
Well, that spread I got you covered too, all right?
That's why I don't post it.
One shot.
That's why I don't post it. So, yeah, just like, I think people don't know what they're capable of.
Yeah.
And I see it in strength all the time. Just like, I had a girl yesterday send through her first deadlifts ever, first week, 52 kilos.
Yeah.
Bro, picked up 60 kilos for 5 like it was a bar.
Yeah, that's sick.
And I was like, okay, you need to go watch the deadlift tutorial and you need to put 80 kilos on that next week. And by the end of this block, you will pull more than double body weight.
Yeah.
And she's like, really? I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
Like that, it just, you have no idea what you have access to.
Yeah.
And it's the same with like powerlifting. Like we used to do it all the time. We'd run a lift off. You know, you would have come third at States. Me? Yeah. You that just like rocked up in a pair of tights and a t-shirt and trained for fun.
Yeah, that's it. Who gave this, 89%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's, you mentioned the borrowing the belief thing. Like that's, just have the conversation with someone.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, because the last thing I said was like the last thing I had here was the lack of self-belief. So it's like once people get overwhelmed, like people maybe get overwhelmed in communicating what they want, especially if they've done it before, or maybe if they haven't. But then a lot of people lose that self-belief once they've tried and failed.
Yeah.
They're like, fuck, man, am I ever going to actually look this way that I want,
Yeah.
or they've got someone who they like. I don't really like the idea of like having a goal physique of a person and trying to go for it. I think that leads to a lot more disappointment. Granted, if you maybe have similarities in your,
Be very careful who you pick.
well, that's it. Like you've got to have very similar compositions.
Yep.
Like for me to sit here and be like, oh, I want to look like Samson Dowder. Like the dude's Nigerian. He's 6'1". He weighs 330 pounds. I'm like, that's not gonna be realistic for me. So I think that sets more people up to fail or not. You've got to, if you're gonna pick someone to be your fitspo, you need to like them and how they operate.
Behaviors.
And you need to be bought into the results that they get in terms of the numbers, not the look. So it's like this person can shred, can put on size, can increase their strength. Like it's not, you're not buying into like, I'm going to train like this person to look that way. Like that's going to leave you very fucking disappointed.
Behaviors and character is what you want to follow, not
absolutely
look.
Absolutely. So yeah, lack of self-belief, which I know is going to kill a lot of people. And it comes into like the doubt, like that, like, I don't know if I can do this. I'm telling you now, if you know exactly what you want, we create a plan that fits what you're willing to commit to, and we can micro plan that to every day and what your week looks like and how your nutrition looks like and everything, and you are willing to follow it and endure like some of the hardships that come with like committing to a plan because it means something to you, you will get it. Like you said last week, do it for 30 days. And tell me it's not going to work.
Yeah.
And like I could just bet my fucking life on it. Yeah. It's not possible.
Yeah. And
you're not broken. There's nothing wrong with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's huge.
Yeah. It's like you are not broken. Like you can do it. It's just like you haven't done it for long enough. The walls haven't been brought in enough to be specific to you, and you haven't done it for long enough and given it a hard enough shot to show yourself it can work.
Why do you think some people can? Some people can't.
I think some people are actually afraid of achieving that.
I think so too.
I think that like once it's like, they've always wanted to be, that 10 kilos lighter or like get into these like, whatever size 8, or the boys like maybe going the other way. They've always wanted to be like XL or whatever. And I think once it starts to become a reality, they're like, hang on a minute, like it's changing my identity. It's changing who I am. This is really uncomfortable. Because it's funny, like, we talk about discomfort as like, well, you've got to get uncomfortable to get to your goals, and it's you can choose your heart, and it's it's uncomfortable to be like sad and unhappy with how you look. It's also uncomfortable to be
different
to actually be something you've always wanted.
Yeah,
and if your deviation point from discomfort is to go back to or discomfort is to go back to comfort. Like, think about what happens. People are like, oh, fuck, this is new and different and whatever. Irrespective of whether it's positive or not, I'm going to go back.
Yeah.
So I think there's a little bit of that.
I agree.
Yeah, and then some people just fucking want it bad, bro. Like, honestly, they're just willing to do whatever it takes. And they're not willing, like, they're not going to use other people and circumstance and all of that stuff. Like, they just have the proof that they're like, if I give this everything I have, it's just a matter of when.
Yeah.
And not if. And I think that how you've been raised and, the hardships and, the lessons and the morals that your parents taught you and your friends and all of that, like, I know that kind of plays into it. Because I know that plays into it for me. It's like, I just knew, no matter how much I burned at training and how tired I was at soccer training, if I just kept going, everyone else would fall off and I would come first.
Yeah.
And I just got better and better every week. Mm-hmm. And then when I started at the gym, like I started actually at the gym doing CrossFit. And I was just like, I get better every week if I train till I can't feel my arms. Yeah. And I train till I can't feel my quads. And so you're just like building this resilience and you just take that to everything.
I'm curious how much that stems from like a chip on the shoulder maybe, or like getting to a point of just like we'd spoke about it on, I think it was on Learn, and I said like if you've had enough, good.
Yeah,
like, I hope you fucking had enough.
Yeah.
I hope you've had enough of shrinking your goals, shrinking yourself, not living up to your potential, feeling like you can do more, frustrated at the end of the week. And it's not even about like, and this is where it's so frustrating. the industry at the moment is so big on like self-acceptance, love how you look, don't put pressure on looking better, all of that kind of stuff. It's like, it's the vehicle to everything fucking else.
Yeah, and it's a fucking lie, man. It's a farce. Like, honestly.
Yeah.
It's a lie.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many people that are now unhappy with how they look and now aren't able to communicate it.
And they're getting fucking told by tens.
Yeah.
Like, cool, so you're fucking gorgeous.
Yeah, you should
train 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Make $4,000 a week.
Yeah.
Have an incredible coaching business. Do whatever the fuck whenever you want.
Yeah, you should just be
live
happy.
the life that everyone wants to live. Gets treated the way everyone wants to be treated because you look the way you do, you speak the way you do, you're intelligent, and you're very good at this. And then you get on social media and say, stop telling people that they should look a certain way or that they like, bruh.
Yeah.
You live that whole fucking life, and you want to tell someone that doesn't to stop pursuing it?
Absolutely.
Like, come on.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So, yeah, I just like, I don't know, all of that, like, live up to your potential, find a way to grow, to step out of your comfort zone, to not be trapped in that mundane. Because I think, for me, like, training applies to life. Like you said, like, it's totally okay to train for just how you want to look. I think if all that happens during that phase is that you look better, you fucked it up. Like, if it didn't apply elsewhere to confidence, to how you show up at work with family, relationships, yourself, how you feel about yourself, or if you don't improve in all those areas as well, you fucked it up.
It was the wrong goal.
Yeah.
Like, it was, because it's, like, not tied to, like, what you value.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's, like, as much as I'm like, oh, train for vanity. Like, I love the pursuit of bodybuilding because it's so hard.
Yeah.
And I love the challenge and the growth that comes from it. And it's like, why value? It's like one of my first core values is like growth, personal growth. Yeah. So it's like it ties into other elements of my life that are important to me. So if you're like you think like, if you're one of those people, it's like, oh, I'll be happy when, I'll be this when. Yeah. And it's like, that's the motivating reason to push yourself. Then it's like, oh, fuck, man, that's going to be like a pretty rough road to go down. Yeah. So
Make it, you'll be happy when you keep your word with yourself for 24 hours.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You'll be happy when you keep your word with yourself for 7 days.
Yeah.
For 30 days. Not the outcome. I'll be happy when I do the thing.
Yeah.
Game over.
Yeah, absolutely. So
I need to write that down. I like it.
moving to practical steps now. All right. Because I like the idea of like this being, somewhat of value and use to everyone. So you need to define, your goal. And you need to have a deeper connection to that goal. So you need to find your why, your purpose, your values. It's like, what does the goal mean? What's going to happen when you achieve it? What opportunities does it give you? What happens if you don't? You need to have that conversation with yourself. So that's super important. So write it down. We want plans and actions, not just outcomes. So we've talked about this. It's like focus on controllable behaviors. So you've got the goal, you've got the timeline, and then we break it down like Ben and I spoke about into like win the day, win the week, win the day. So examples of that, I need to train 4 times a week. I need to hit 10,000 steps today. I need to hit 200 grams of protein, 3 liters of water, 6 hours of sleep, whatever it is. It's like you can literally tick those off every day. You are crushing it. Because over the weeks, they just compound. And the last thing is like from a habits perspective, no one wants to put a cross on those things. And if you put a cross on it, what's the first thing you do? I'm going to fucking crush that tomorrow. Yeah. So it's just like building momentum. Focus on controllable behaviors. I spoke about that. So track your progress regularly. Yeah. Can't tell you how important this is. Like, I even have clients now that I know deviate away from tracking their progress. And I know it's because like, I don't want to know. And like, it makes me feel like, whatever. I'm like, I need your weight measurements. I need your photos. I need you this, because we can't operate in a way of chance. And I'm like, I need to know exactly. And I'm like, you want to get the best out of me. And I'm like, and I actually asked them that. I'm like, do you want to get the best out of me? Absolutely. And all my experience, this is what I need from you. Yep. And like, there's middle ground. Like, some people like obsessed with the scale, whatever. Like, okay, but I'm like, I need something. Like, I can't have nothing. Yeah. Like that's not acceptable. Because then I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing here.
Yeah, I think that's just fucking education, man. Everyone I know that's come to me that's like, I've been obsessed with the scale before, within 3 to 4 weeks, it's gone. Yeah. Because it's the way I approach it. Yeah. It's like, okay, so trend-wise, this happened. See, start of the week, end of the week is this. cool. Move on. Next
Yeah,
data
and
point.
like you're not like, you know, if it's like the monthlies or whatever, like you're not like, oh, you need to drop your calories this week because you put on weight. You're like, oh, okay, let's look back to the last 4 weeks. Like,
yeah, it takes it
yeah,
away.
and you're just like so accepting of it. I agree. I actually reckon the more you weigh yourself, the more powerful the less emotionally impacting it becomes, and the more powerful it becomes as a tool to use to measure your progress.
So I've started doing my waist measurement 3 to 4 times a week.
Yeah,
because it modifies my behavior.
Yeah,
because it's like I know the scale is going to vary a kilo.
Yeah.
My waist measurement's going to vary maybe a centimeter over the entire week. But it's like, why is my waist up? Because you didn't sleep properly, bro.
Yeah.
You didn't drink enough water yesterday, bro.
Yeah.
Sort your shit out.
Absolutely.
And it just reins me back in. You do
keeps you in
photos, like if you walk in and you're doing your posing every day, you're like, bruh,
100%.
there's that fucking cheesecake, mate.
Yeah, I
Not
actually,
that you're fat, but it's like...
No, it's like you do
you
that...
look fluidy, you look whatever.
Do that a few more times though, bro, and like you're going to start to get out of shape. Yeah, I literally am like... I did that yesterday. I'm like, I had a pizza last night. I just need a fucking reality check. And I'm like, okay, we're good. But I'm like, this weekend, you can't fuck around.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, your check-in photos on Monday are not going to be where you want them to be.
Yeah.
So I absolutely lean the fuck into that mentality. So for the people at home, track your body composition, your measurements, your photos, your scale weight, track your training performance. And even for some of those people, you know, who maybe aren't quite there with the micromanagement, maybe just start with something like your clothing.
Yeah.
You know, if you're in a position where you're like, all right, I got a lot of weight to lose, then, you know, it's like cool trying to drop down in your dress sizes or your pants for the lads or whatever. Definitely a good thing to do as a first base.
Yeah.
However, at some point there needs to be a little bit more micromanagement, a little bit more finer detail, I think.
Agreed.
Being able to assess regularly your plan to ensure that it's working or it's not. And this isn't just like sometimes it's not the plan, it's the implementation of it. Mm-hmm. So yes, it can be an alteration in the program, the volume, your calories, your cardio, all of that stuff, right? We're going to put our hands up for that. We're always going to ask first though, how's the compliance? How is the adherence to everything first? And like, is there anything there that we need to look at? And then we can make some changes. Yep. Now, if you're doing this on your own, you've got to have that honest conversation with yourself. Like, what am I doing well? What am I doing that's, needs improvement? If there's stuff on that improvement path, fix that first, then make an adjustment. Change your cardio, change your calories, like do whatever. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, repeat the process.
Yeah.
Stack your wins, stack your proof, have some form of reflective process that pats you on the back as well as reflecting and reviewing on like the effectiveness of it. Don't like the idea of like my guys thinking that check-in day is just me trying to find problems.
Agreed.
And I always say that to them, that's not what it's about.
Yeah.
So I'm like, even when you've had a bad week, like the expectation is to actually put the check-in in because like I'm here to support you.
Yep.
And I also want you to just learn to show up no matter what. Mm-hmm. Face the problems that are coming, because the sooner we face them, the sooner we fix them.
Yeah, and it's curiosity of why.
Yeah. So then that's it. Yeah, we've already talked about the reasons, or like what if you don't set the goal, what if you don't achieve them, like thinking about those things. So I reckon we've nailed it.
Yeah, I'm motivated. I want to go train.
I like it. So I'm summarizing here. The 3 biggest reasons people fail: no goals, no plan, no accountability. Mm-hmm. So think about that for the ones out there that don't like to set them. Yep. You got to set smart goals, take action, and track your progress. That's your roadmap to getting shredded, feeling strong.
Yeah. The only other layer I'm adding to that is if you don't have the belief, borrow it. Yeah. Find someone that believes in you more than you do.
Yeah. Or find someone who's good at... this is a shameless plug. We're good at this.
Yeah.
So it's like... Go and commit to something that someone's really good at and do it for that 30 days that we promise you that you'll get those outcomes, and all of this stuff changes for you.
Yeah.
The self-belief is there. You get the confidence. You have the plan. You're crushing it. You're happy. You're feeling fulfilled. You have momentum. I'm just like, I can't stress how important that is.
Yeah.
And if you've got your eye on somebody else and they're good at it, I don't care. Do that. Just find someone who's really good at what you want. Go the fuck after it.
Yeah.
So yeah, but shameless plug, we're open for taking on consults for our Strong and Lean in 16 program. Our coaches will get on a strategy call with you. We'll identify your goal. We'll get specific with it. We'll plan out a roadmap. We'll show exactly what you get and how it's going to work for you for a personalized approach. This isn't a drag and drop cookie cutter thing that everybody gets the same stuff. We make these things fit for you and the goals that you have, which are very, very different. But the goal is less body fat, improvement in your body shape, a strong looking body, and fitting in the clothes that you always wanted to fit into. So you can submit your application on the website. Go to Strong and Lean in 16 on www.stcfit.com, and we'll get on a call, make sure we're a good fit, assign you to a coach, and we go from there. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Hit the subscribe, hit the follow button, give us some feedback. We're getting some guests in over the coming weeks and months. Let us know who you want to hear from. We'll reach out to them. And hope you guys are having a really, really good week.